was sad to hear about the ending of Robert's life, and I wish I could have had some more contact with him. His videos were always so educational and uplifting. His channel is still up, so anyone can go view all his videos now, kind of just as a resource. About 2 years ago, Rob did a video on a new type of nuclear battery that was supposed to be coming out on the market. And towards the end of that video, he did a demonstration of his own setup of an alpha voltaic cell. It is known to be possible that bombarding alpha particles from a radioactive source on a PN semiconductor junction, like from a transistor, it will produce a voltage. That was Rob's demonstration. I found this to be extremely interesting, so I set out to replicate it, and I would break open a transistor for the PN junction and use some americium 241 as an alpha radiation source from a smoke detector. Americium, americium,
Liberty Bibbity. Americium. Americium. Americium.
We only need a couple items for this demonstration. First, we need the smoke alarm. We want the ionizing kind, and we want to extract the radioactive material out of this, the americium 241. That's the alpha emitter. And we need a transistor. We want to use a semiconductor, and we'll be using the 2N3055 transistor. That's the one that Robert used. We need to break that open. And that little square right there is a semiconductor. We want to get it. Oh, that's where we want to get into right here. Caution, it's radioactive material side there. I have to desolder that to get it apart. I desoldered one side of the cover and bent it over, and then popped out the little button that was in there. And inside there should be that americium 241 radioactive material right inside there. Now, the junctions of these transistors possess a photoelectric effect when they're opened up and exposed to light. And we'll test that out right now on the meter here. This is just the ambient light. We are at about 0.32, 0.33 volts DC. Now, what's supposed to happen is when we put the alpha emitter on there, we're supposed to gain a voltage too. And I'll check the current too. And something that I forgot to show, voltage from the ambient light, and cover up the transistor junction and down to 0. And here is the shorted current through the meter from the junction on the transistor. Ambient light. I do have the lights on, and there's some sunlight coming in the windows a little bit. So not getting a whole lot, 0.5 microamps DC current. Not a whole lot, but that's what it's producing. I took that little alpha emitter button and I pressed it inside a plastic tube. I pressed it in a little bit more, so when I go to put this over the top of that junction, it'll go down around the sides of it too, so the ambient light won't reach it. And I just keep this emitter alpha emitter inside the ion chamber from the smoke detector. I just keep it there because that's where it was supposed to be safe. Now, another thing I had to do with this transistor, I'm only using the one pin. I'm using the case in one pin. I removed the other little tiny lead wires from that, and I found out I needed to insulate the other little lead wire from the case because when I go to press that alpha emitter over it, I would push that little contact lead wire down and it would short out and I wouldn't get anything at all. So those are some of the things I had to do to get a more accurate measurement. I have that transistor sitting on top of this scissors because the one pin is sticking down and I want to keep it balanced when I press my alpha emitter button over the top of the junction. I'll go ahead and do that. Got it down there, snug as I can get it. But that's all the voltage I'm getting out of it. Now, when Robert did it, he was getting like 0.1 volts, 100 millivolts. And I'm only getting like 20, 22 millivolts. So I was starting to think maybe he was getting some ambient light around his. So I'm getting a little bit. I'm just not getting nothing that I would consider significant. It even went down a little bit. Bounced around a little bit. Now, he stuck his on a stick and then he was trying to hold it over here. Now, if I hold this up a little bit, just a little bit, I can kind of get a little bit more. I can hold it off at a little bit of an angle and I can get a little bit more voltage. But I wanted to be a little more accurate. That's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. Just stick it right down there. Push it down hard. And that's all I can get out of it.
That's because I'm about to cover it with this. So anything that produces is going to be because of the radiation that's coming off of there, not because of the ambient light. So there we go. We successfully made ourselves a nuclear battery.
I think I'm doing it pretty accurately. Now I'll go ahead and test the current shorted through the meter. We're getting 0.4 microamps in the ambient light. Now I'll take the alpha emitter, stick it over there, and we aren't getting anything that's measurable. I have it stuck on there like I did before testing the voltage, but nothing is happening. No measurable current. There might be some tiny bit that I can't measure with the meter, but nothing I can get with the meter. About 0.4 microamps. So we are getting more power with the ambient light than we were with the alpha emitter. And I tested out some other transistors too, and even a broken off piece from a solar cell with no glass on it, but I really couldn't get anything better. This one is the one I was testing. I could get, maybe 20 millivolts, but not really any current that would register. It's probably going to be more like in the nanoamp range, and I can't measure anything that small. While it may work on paper and in principle, I was having one heck of a hard time trying to get anything to register in practice. The alpha emitter, I think, was just too weak, well, in my opinion, and kind of not real practical. And I wish Rob was still around so he could follow up on things like this, but things are what they are, and he has missed. So, like always, thanks for your time for watching.